Hello and welcome to this review of the RopeNight throw weight, which I volunteered to partake in. The RopeNight is it's been around for a few years now, a number of years, probably about 5 years, perhaps something like that, maybe a bit longer. It's designed by a guy called Tom. No, I don't even know his second name, to be honest. I just know he lives in Canada, probably somewhere in that direction, east. My name's Reg, by the way. I'm a tree worker as well, probably like yous if you're watching this. So yeah, I did have a RopeNight for a short period a few years ago, and it got lost. So Tom sent me one over to kind of do a review on, share my thoughts on it. So I'll use it for a little while and then whatever. But this is part one of the review anyway. So this is the box that came, quite a big box for a throwaway. And there's a lot of stuff that came with it that I didn't expect. Rope Armor t-shirt. What do you think? Some tape. A very dull pencil. And fish, codfish in olive oil, mackerel. Oops. Is that more mackerel? Tuna, favourite. Sardines, my second favourite. And yeah, more mackerel. Cheers, Tommy. Don't know what you're trying to say there, mate. Thanks anyway. Lots of RopeNight instructions and literature. A stack of Arb Climber magazines. This is actually a better magazine than what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be, you know, dull. But there's quite a bit of thought gone in, and the artwork is good, and it's much better than I expected, to be honest. Anyway, Arb Climber mags. Cheers. I'll read them when I get a chance. This here too. Look at that. That is a lethal looking knife. Titanium. I wasn't going to use any bad language on this video, because I had a few people contact me and say, look, can you just maybe temper that a little bit, because our kids watch some of your stuff as well, and you know, we don't want to mimic the stuff you say. But maybe I'll do that in the next video. But for now, like, fucking hell, Tommy. I mean what the fuck, mate? What's this for? You know, I mean, it's great, but I'm not the hunting, killing type. So, what does it symbolise? Maybe it's some kind of some kind of warning. You know, that I should definitely do a good review of the RopeNight. But whatever, mate. Thanks for that. It'll take pride of place somewhere. I'm not sure what I'll use it for, but I'll be hiding it away. Thanks. And the other stuff too. Okay. So this is the RopeNight literature. This stuff here is kind of sales stuff, but I suppose it's irrelevant if you own this, because it means you've already bought the product. But I suppose it's just, I don't know, reassuring. Tommy's thoughts that he's putting on paper. You know, loads of stuff to read, a lot of sheets of paper. Anyway, that's that. And these, I think, are the more specific instructions here that he's done. He's put together all the different options. It's a lot of stuff, and you know, like most people gonna do, they're probably just gonna go, oh yeah, fuck that, like, you know, whatever. You know, not that I don't appreciate it, but you know, this is I can't really take that on board or you know, apply myself to it right now. I just want to get to the main part, which is the tool itself. Start using it. Oops. So this is it here. I put it together yesterday. So it comes in 3 parts. That's the actual weight. And it just slips in beautifully. So the line goes through this little hole, and then you pull it out of this, just past the threaded hole, and you pull it out. Fit it back together, and then you screw that little screw in there and wind the line around it, and that's what traps the line, so you don't have to be tying knots or anything like that. So that's the way you would throw it. So the weighted end travels first, I assume, and then you pull back the pointed end, which is designed to kind of slip and deflect through crotches and tight spots, and then you drop it down, you know, when you've isolated the limb or whatever it is you're trying to do. So I've got to say, it's a very nicely engineered piece of kit for what it is. You know, for getting a line up a tree, it's no expense spared, really. But you know, I'll certainly give it a good workout. You know, because it's got to be tough as well as looking nice and shiny and refined. So you get these things too. These are like protectors that you can put the RopeNight into when you're throwing it. I assume, you know, if you're throwing over a hard surface where you're worried about you know, this aluminum slamming down onto a hard surface and getting sort of damaged and beat up. So you know, they're an option. I mean, having said that, it's, you know, you've got to be a pretty bad shot to miss a tree altogether and have it just slam down onto something. You know, usually if you miss what you're aiming at, it usually falls somewhere within the crown of a tree and, you know, hangs over a branch and drops down at a much lesser speed, you know, and if you've still got hold of the line, then whatever, you know. So I don't know about them, how necessary they're going to be for me. Not that I'm a great shot or anything, but I'm not kind of horrific either, you know, that I'm going to miss the whole tree. All these other bits and pieces of stuff that I don't know what they do in this bag, little carabiners and bits of string and connectors. There's another, that looks like another weight there, maybe that's a lesser weight that you put in. If you know, if you don't want it to weigh as much, maybe it is, or maybe it's got to be, hasn't it? It can't be anything else. It looks like brass. So yeah, first thing I'll do is take it out on a job and start launching it around, probably next week, and see how it goes. So yeah, that's it. In regard, you know, joking aside, in regards to all this stuff that Tommy sent, the mackerel and sardines, the Knight, and the magazines, the knife, sorry, and the magazines. I think that's just a reflection of him as a character. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's maybe it does. I don't know, but I think he's just a big-hearted fella that goes sort of above and beyond the call of duty. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, thanks for all that, Tommy. I appreciate it, mate. You know, and I'm looking forward to giving this a go. All right. So that's stage 1 over. Stage 2 will be when we get to a real job. So I've just spent the last hour throwing this around these trees anywhere, and I just can't get it stuck. You know, it just seems to wiggle its way out of almost any situation.
Stand out there.
Yeah, just in case.
I remember the power lines are right there too.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, bollocks.
Turn the camera off so you'll get it.
I see the way it just wiggled around, but it comes out so well.
It doesn't seem to do that.
No, it does. seem to just wiggle its way out.
There we go. Where you go?
Oh yeah, you know, I won't get to that stage. And you get them bits that jam.
Yeah.
This will deflect really nice. What can I say? He doesn't want to die. Testament to the build quality. That's good stuff. Okay, so this is the last part of the video, and I'm going to try and speed it up a bit, contrary to the very first part, because I know this is, by the time I put all these clips together, it's going to be quite long-winded. So I've been using the RopeNight for a couple of weeks now, and it's performed very well, I have to say. It's performed very well, and it's still in one piece, which is a good sign. I think two of the main sort of misgivings people have about it is, one, the fact that it's made of metals, and so with the great potential to do damage as opposed to a normal kind of traditional style throwback, and the other thing is that it's that much more expensive than a normal throwback. So to address the metal situation, you know, obviously this was considered, you know, by the designer, but it's a trade-off between, you know, that and him wanting to produce something that performs that much better than the traditional style bag. The metal thing hasn't bothered me, you know. I mean, I haven't been shooting around too many glass houses, but still the potential to do damage has been there, and it hasn't really been an issue, because you know, it is nicely weighted and nicely balanced, very aerodynamic, and after, you know, some practice, I do feel like, you know, I was confident with with my own accuracy, and I didn't even use them foam protector things. I didn't once feel like I had to do that. And as you know, the other thing is as well, which may have enabled me to throw more confidently, was the fact that it's so difficult to get it stuck. You know what I mean? Certainly here in where we are in BC, where you're mainly working on conifers, which have lots of little awkward stubs at acute angles, and you know, lots of potential to get a normal throwaway stuck, as has happened to me countless times, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world when it happens, you know. But it hasn't happened with this RopeNight, and you know, whether that's helped me throw more accurately and confidently, I can only assume so. The second point, again, going back to the price situation, yeah, it is quite a bit more expensive, but I think from, you know, like I say, the manufacturer's point of view, what they're trying to say is, you know, it's a one-off purchase. You buy one, you don't need another one. It's a tool for life. So, you know, I suppose that in their thinking, and what they want to get you into thinking, is that justifies the extra cost. So be it, you know, that and the apparent improved performance in several aspects of actually using it. What else can I say? Yeah, I've just been throwing one-handed. You know, that's the way I've always thrown a bag, and it suits me. I like the way it's weighted, and it does seem very, very aerodynamic. You can also do this sort of between the legs throw as well. You know, that style of throwing. I'm never really, I mean, I have tried it just for the sake of trying it, but I've never really been into that. I think it just looks like you're trying too hard. Do you know what I mean? I think if you're throwing it one-handed, even if you miss, you still look cool. So, but that's just me. Yeah, our neighbours are walking about now, just want to go one or two, wondering what I'm doing. Big shot, used it with the big shot many times, very aerodynamic. Again, the potential to deflect though is greater because it's a hard surface, so if you miss your target and slam it right into a piece of wood, you know, it is going to potentially deflect further. So you do have to consider that. You know, if that happens, is it going to fall straight to the ground, or is it just going to bounce, usually harmlessly, over another limb and just hang on the string? In our case, certainly for the last 2 weeks, it's not been a worry. You know, and even less of a worry if you're working on you know, hardwoods, because they have such a greater spread to them than conifers. So if it does take a bad bounce, it's usually going to snag somewhere else rather than fall all the way to the ground or hit something. So yeah, I can't think of what else to say other than I've never used any of them little clips that were in the bag and carabiners, and I probably will look into it one day and see what they're for, but I haven't felt the need to be honest. I really appreciate the idea of the rope being, when you're actually, you know, you've got your target and you're pulling your rope back over with the throw line, of being able to, you know, position the rope inside this top part of the RopeNight, so there's no chance of the rope itself getting jammed in a tight four as you're guiding it through the canopy. I really like doing that. And yeah, I can't really say much more than that. You know, I hope this is, you know, if people are sitting on the fence as to whether it's something they might have a place for, or might not. I hope this has maybe swayed you one way or the other. I'm quite happy with it. I'm not a bullshitter either. I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. I don't want people watching this review and then saying to me, "Hey, I bought that RopeNight and it was shit." Do you know what I mean? Like, because it isn't. It isn't. It's a good tool. It really is a good tool. I would expect many years of service from it. If not, hopefully, if I don't lose it anyway, I'll keep this for the rest of the time that I'm doing tree work. So that's. If I say anything else now, I'll just be repeating myself at this stage. So I'm going to call it there before anybody else gives me strange looks. So thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too uninteresting. Yeah, thank you. See you again. Oh yeah, one last thing. Maybe if you do order one, don't expect a big knife to come with it. Like, I think that was just because I know the fella. Do you know what I mean? That's why I got a big knife. Don't expect a big knife to come with your RopeNight. I don't know, you may get a tin of mackerel or a tin of tuna. Who knows? Like, it's the luck of the draw, I suppose. But anyway, the guy's website should be coming up right now on the screen. Hopefully you can see that. And that's it for the second time. Goodbye.